those are for my work. We use them to connect wires.
They make a sound.
Yeah, I think you should put those back. Honestly. It sort of feels like every time I'm trying to do some recording in the garden these days, my neighbor's dogs, roosters and the birds just seem to want to get involved in the video. But nevertheless, hey guys, welcome back to the channel once again. Kenroy here. Now today I've got a little project that I wanted to show you guys in the garden. This is something I've been working on for a week now, and it's time for me to finally see whether or not this actually has some merits to it. Well, only time will tell whether or not this will be very effective. However, I thought I'll at least have a go this year and see how it goes. If you're new to the channel guys, please don't hesitate to hit the subscribe button if you enjoyed videos like this, DIY projects, home gardening, and overall just having a really chill time, you know, doing some of the things you enjoy in life. So hit that subscribe button, we really appreciate it. Now today I'll be planting out some of our tomatoes. I've got a couple in the greenhouse that need to go into the soil as they're getting a bit big, and I wanted to see whether or not I'll be able to try a different technique. Now I've seen this online where people have used strings above the tomato plants like a trellis in order to basically support them as they grow. Now I'm going to be doing the same thing, except I'll be using the fence and some brackets which I made from work, using some old recycled aluminium to make some brackets, and I'm simply going to be running some twine through that in order to give the tomato plant some support as it grows really tall, especially when it starts to bear the weight from all of the fruit. Okay, so here's my rudimentary brackets that I've made. I even got my colleague at work to give them a quick spray. These aren't perfect, nor do they need to be. However, they are really strong, I hope. And you know, the plan is to attach these to the fence, just like so. And once they're attached to the fence, I'll then be able to run some twine through these holes on top here, and then it will obviously sit above the tomato bush, and then as they grow they'll be able to sort of be connected and tied to that vine, and yeah, it'll be a support. So this will stop me using the bamboo canes, which after a while they start to rot in the ground, as you can imagine. And so these I've had for 2 years now, and they're starting to go, and so which basically means I would have to buy new ones. Now this method, hopefully if it works, will mean that I can just use these year in year out. I mean, aluminium is not going to rust, it's not going to, you know, break down, and these were absolutely free. All it took me was literally an hour to measure, to drill, got my colleague to weld these, and then that was that. I suppose you could do the exact same thing with hanging basket brackets, but I mean, everything's so expensive these days, so you know, set you back a few quid. But if this does work, the idea will be you know, pretty similar. I sort of did a measurement roughly of how wide these need to be. I've put a few holes here to give me a few different options for actually tying this twine, and yeah, hopefully that will be that. So enough of that, I'm just going to be quiet now and probably speed up this part of the video. All I'll be doing is drilling, putting some screws in these studs on the fence, and that's it really. Putting some string, planting the tomato bush, and that should be that. Okay, so I kind of wish I had 3 hands sometime. Trying to be as quick as I can. Nice. Okay, that's pretty secure. I mean, the bracket's pretty strong. I'm not worried about that. What I'm more worried about is the fence itself, but this fence is in decent condition, so it shouldn't be an issue, and at the end of the day it's only to support a tomato plant, so that'll be more than strong enough. Plus it will have more of a downward force, so all should be well. I was in 2 minds of whether or not to put these higher up or sort of midpoint, but I mean, if I put it higher, it gives me more flexibility in terms of how tall these tomato plants can actually get, so I think I'm just going to give that a go. Now time to repeat. Okay, so now all of the brackets are on. I know that they're not the most level and plumb, however, I mean, what do you expect on a fence with some old recycled piece of aluminium? But I'm hoping that they'll be on strong enough. I mean, they're as strong as a fence, I'll put it that way. So now I've got to go and get our tomato plants, at least a couple of them, and try this out to see how it works. Okay guys, so I've got my tomato plants here. I've got a couple of variety. This one is a large beef tomato which I bought for 99 pence. I think this was at the range, if I'm not mistaken. I've got this one here which I grew at home. I have no idea what this is, if I'm being completely honest. Some crazy person forgot to actually try to label their tomatoes, so yeah, we ended up not having any. And over here we have a yellow variety which I do know what it is because we bought this one as well. This one's a Tumbling Tom. It seems like the smaller yellow variety. I did have a larger yellow variety last year, but I think I'm out of seeds, and so I'm just making do with what I could pick up in the shop. Those are for my work. We use them to connect wires.
They make a sound.
Yeah, I think you should put those back, honestly. Like I was saying, so what I've done, I'll just show you an example before cracking on with these. I basically put the twine in one of the holes that we've got here. Like I said, there's a few selection, and I've literally just allowed it to dangle in order to give me an idea of where it's going to end up.
It looks like a swing.
I'm trying to do a demonstration here, thank you very much. Honestly, good help is hard to find. So I've left it dangling roughly so I can know where to actually plant the tomato bush. Don't pull off my roses! What? Does anyone want a 3-year-old? Just let me know, I'll do free postage and everything. Honestly, like I was saying, so this is basically going to be dangling, gives me a true representation of where I need to plant my tomato bush, so it should come up fairly straight. So I'm going to replicate this on all 3. I'm going to leave one for now because I'm trying to get another variety of tomato. A bit undecided at the minute, but I'm just going to get this bedded in with some horse manure, and hopefully in a few days time that will just kick on, guys. So there's a few things you can use to tie your tomato bushes. Either some twine like this is pretty good stuff, although it's not the strongest, or you can get nylon or perhaps wire or something else, but I'm going to be doubling this up. However, I won't be putting it out just yet as the plants are still going to be small. I just wanted to use this as an example of what it would look like. So check back in a future video, guys, to see whether or not I failed miserably or whether or not this is actually going to be working as planned. Like I said, guys, we've been having some rain, and so the soil is nice and soft, which is excellent. And yeah, if you guys have seen my video of how this walkway was years ago, it was literally just concrete crumbling apart. Didn't look good at all, and we were able to transform it into a nice walkway and also have a nice little sort of raised bed area which we can actually plant vegetables in. So just goes to show what can happen when you sort of put your mind to it. And this soil, as you can see, is really rich and nutritious, guys, so highly recommend it. Okay guys, so we almost had to abort mission there. Had to quickly run and pick up the clothes because the rain came down, which is typical, but we're carrying on, and I'm just digging a hole which I'm going to be planting our tomatoes in. Got some horse manure which I'm just going to mix in to the bottom of this. Going to mix in a bit of horse manure in the bottom of this hole. Always wear gloves, guys, and use your implements as much as possible. Now the thing is about tomato bushes, they're so resilient, and in actual fact wherever you plant these, however deep, they'll actually start to sprout roots. If you look closely here, you can actually see that there's a root forming from just above the soil line there. So if I was able to remove some of these branches and plant it even deeper, the roots will then come out, which is absolutely incredible. So in order to anchor your tomatoes in, it's a good idea to plant them as deep as possible because they will grow on, and that's exactly what I'm going to do. So here's the big boy, looking nice and healthy, good root system, which is great. It's time to get it in the ground. So that's it. It's just below the soil level, then I'll be able to backfill and fully submerge this into the ground, guys. Okay guys, so there you have it. My first tomato bushes are now out of the greenhouse. Got a beef, completely random, time will tell, and we've got a yellow variety over there as well, and they're directly below our hanging brackets, which have gone on really nice, and they do look quite good. I've put them as high as possible to keep them out of the height, to keep them out of the eye line of Sapphire and the kids, and hopefully that will give us some good height as well. So like I said, I won't be actually tying these up tonight. So the fact that this tomato bush is quite a good size as it is, I might just sort of tie it up and see what it looks like. You know, I might as well do that. The other ones are way too small for that at the moment, but as an experiment I'll just give this one a go and see how it looks. Okay, so that's it from me, guys. I'm gonna leave this video. Still got some more stuff to do this evening. The sun is setting now, so need to crack on. But I hope you guys enjoy this video. Hopefully it would have given you some inspiration. If you're thinking about doing something similar, it's highly possible. And yeah, just keep watching to see how my tomato plants get on with this new technique. If this does work, I will be replicating this throughout the garden. I'm thinking of a lot of spaces on this back fence that I could be using more efficiently to actually grow some tomatoes, because they're so easy to grow. And I mean, I could potentially use this as a mechanism to grow my pumpkins running along the fence as well. So time will tell, guys, but for now I'm just gonna end it here. Still got so much to do, so look after yourselves, guys, and yeah, take care. Happy gardening and God bless. And before I end this video, just wanted to say a huge shout out to all our subscribers that's been messaging. You know, you guys have been absolutely amazing. The encouragement has been really second to none. Sapphire sends her gratitude as well. She's definitely doing a lot better, and she hoped to join me here on camera soon. Yeah, we really do appreciate all of your lovely comments that you make on our videos. This community has grown over the years. I feel as if I'm getting to know so many of you, and yeah, look after yourselves, keep the positivity going, and hope to see you again soon. Take care and God bless.